5月5日はまだ少し先なんですけども、子供の日。日本ですとゴールデンウィーク。子供さんたちが楽しみにする連休なんですけれども、こちらを、小山さんというご家族に昨年寄付をしていただいて、今回初めて祀らせていただきました。鎧兜、鎧飾りですね。左側の方に弓、それから右側に、剣。で、手前に柏餅がありまして、で、ちょっと見えづらいんですが、菖蒲の草があります。So I wanted to share this first with you. This is for May 5th, the Children's Day, which was originally for boys. It was a tradition for families who have boys to decorate, just like Girls' Day, the house. They place this in tokonoma, a special place in the house. It's called yoroi kazari, the decorations of the armors. Well, you can say nowadays it's something like kids would see like a special uniform or suits, or like special like baseball players or superheroes. You see on the left side is a bow, and then on the right side is a sword. And then you may see, it's a little hard to see in the screen, but we have kashiamochi, a special sweet with anko in it being placed. And it's wrapped in a plant called kashiwa. This is the leaves of state. There's a certain good fortune ornament from the plants. Anything that, just like the New Year's Day, we decorate this or adorn this occasion with any plants or flowers that carries a good fortune. And that's always, just like Girls' Day story have, it also shows the fragility of life, that people are susceptible to contingency, warfare, illness. So there's a sincere wish for the children to grow up healthy. And if you see on the right side, you can see that, maybe where my hands is, right here. You can see the carps. The black one is father, and the red one's the mother. And there's a green one that you don't really see here. It's for the child. And on the left, you see the streams. And that's also a fukinagashi. That's called a fukinagashi. And that's also to drive away the bad fortune. Again, it shows us the time in the medieval period, in Edo period, when the medical service was not readily available as today. So sometimes seemingly this funny, even comical expression of anything that sounds fortunate, that's supposed to bring good fortune. People are sort of it would depend on anything that would bring us good fortune. And sutra chanting definitely was among such things when things were quite uncertain. And there's nothing like this year that we can relate to these people. And this is an expression of our wishes for our children's next generation. Now, I just wanted to show you this. May 5th is called Tango no Seku. And like I said, this is the day we wish for the healthy growth of the children. In Japan in 1948, although before this time was exclusively it was designated for boys' health, boys' healthy growth, and happiness, they determined this day as Children's Day, where we value children's independent individual personality, their dignity, their well-being, welfare, and also the day we recognize mother's contribution, mothers express our gratitude to the mother. And that's why I think we also have Mother's Day around this time. While we celebrate children's healthy growth, we express our gratitude or thanks to all mothers. And as I was saying, Tango no Sekku has been a long cherished tradition, originally to drive away illness, misfortunes. And then there's a plant called shogu, which sounds like one of the items samurai uses. And it became one of the plants, or I guess the grass that's offered. Now, I mentioned kashiwamochi. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you in the screen, but you can see it among the decorations here. It's a tradition for us to wrap the mochi, rice cake, with anko, bean paste in a kashiwa. And kashiwa is, the leaf doesn't fall off to the ground until the new buds start to sort of grow. So this was a sign of prosperity or of offspring. And then another is good fortune. So if you do have a chance, I recommend, oh, and again, as you can see in these decorations, we place the decoration of samurai warriors, armors, and helmets. Then typically nowadays, not too many families have this sort of decorations. So myself, when I was small, I used to make origami paper. If you just look it up nowadays, I'm sure you can find this on Google, on YouTube. Origami with samurai warriors, armor, kabuto. It's not that hard. And that way we sort of celebrate this day. And interesting thing, it's also in Japan, this is the day we sort of reflect on the Constitution. This is also the day we express our gratitude to nature. So this has kind of turned into a great week-long day off, time off for people to celebrate children, celebrate mothers, and celebrate the nature, Mother Earth. Now, this is just my personal reflection. When I'm looking at my own son growing up in wonderful nature, surrounded by this wilderness in Canada, and he shares my blood. Yes, he shares definitely to some degrees my personality. Stubbornness is definitely one of the traits that I could tell, I could see. But he is growing up in an entirely different cultural background, cultural environment, a wonderful nature, and strong mother for sure, and sometimes strict, but with lots of love. He's growing up, and that's something that really makes me happy about. And of course, as parents, we all have these concerns, like we're constantly worried if they're doing well. Along with that worry comes some attachment, parental attachment. And at the same time, I see that he's growing as an individual, independent boy, making his own decisions. Every time we see that sign from our children, it gives us a sense of assurance, comfort, also inspiration. They're living in a country, they're living in a time different from ours, different cultures in many ways. But the wish for them to stay happy, grow up to be a happy people, that's the same as our parents had. In Buddhist teachings, every being has this Buddha nature. That's what we say. And when we say we save people, we save all people, that's not really necessarily like we are 100% imposing our own kind of self-centered value, which we grow up with. We do share some Buddhist teachings. We do share values, of course, that we were taught since the children. So there's that. But at the same time, from the way we embody this teaching, we sort of entrust the Buddha nature that our children have, and so that they can awaken to their nature that they have possessed, they have inherently. And that's sort of what we mean by saving. And that is definitely applicable to our parenting as well. Believing in that sort of, believing might not be the right word, but sort of knowing that they too have this nature to grow wise, to grow compassion, and then helping them again awaken to their intrinsic nature. And I think it's important as we go on, move on, in today's society, we're so uncertain with the COVID-19 social unrest. It is just our hope that each individual would have these occasions to realize, to notice the deeper wisdom and compassion that we have inherently. And I'd like to conclude my message with that today. May this humble merit of reciting the sutras, offering the incense, flowers, tea, and sweets, and our thoughts, our presence, and our time, all be extended to our loved ones, families, and friends, to our people and community, and our country, to all people, and to all sentient beings. May we together with them attain the Buddha. Namakiye, 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 So.